The more we allow someone to take advantage of us, the less respect we have for ourselves. This isn't just my perspective. As one wise individual once said, what you do not realize controls your life. Suppressing feelings of devaluation for an extended period is not a sign of kindness or patience, but rather a form of self-deception. Ultimately, this state can lead to resentment, depression, or even physical ailments. This is not merely a theory. It reflects the reality of our lives, where gratitude often remains unspoken and kindness is taken for granted. People continue to exploit your generosity without appreciating it. However, it's time to stop tolerating this. Kindness should be offered where it is valued. If you are not appreciated yet continue to give, that dynamic becomes something entirely different. In this article, I will discuss the tools that Scorpios may employ if they begin to feel devalued. Let's start with a common stereotype. Scorpio's reputation as the most vindictive sign is not entirely deserved. Their desire for revenge is not driven by petty aspirations. It is more about a need for control. If you betray a Scorpio, be prepared for a long reckoning. They inflict deep wounds that make you remember your mistake for many years, often even decades later. What makes Scorpio's revenge unique is that it is often directed at those closest to them. They do not need to look far for victims. Instead, they use their loved ones to illustrate how they have been wronged. This method is known as mirroring. The person who places Scorpio at the bottom of their priority list will find that they cease to occupy any meaningful part of Scorpio's life. Scorpio begins to treat you the same way you treated them. If you stop reaching out to Scorpio, they will reciprocate by stopping their communication with you. If you show disinterest in their life, they will mirror that indifference. If you have treated them with neglect for an extended period, don't be surprised if they no longer value you. The moment you decide to devalue a Scorpio, they will respond by becoming your reflection. They will simply stop being accommodating and adapting to others' needs. If they previously forgave your rudeness, they will now assert, "You don't need to talk to me like that." Through their indifference, they will demonstrate how not to treat them. Piercing and cold looks. Scorpio's eyes are often regarded as their most expressive feature, especially when they are in a bad mood. Without uttering a word, they convey their feelings through piercing and icy glances that leave no room for misunderstanding. Scorpios are masters of nonverbal communication. Their facial expressions can be both intimidating and revealing. Narrowed eyes, raised eyebrows, and unblinking stares signal discontent and disappointment, serving as a defense mechanism. This expression of emotion can be more effective than words, allowing them to maintain control of the situation while signaling that something is amiss. Manipulation as a tool. Another tool in Scorpio's arsenal is manipulation. Scorpios can wield dark tactics against those who have stopped appreciating them. While methods may vary from one Scorpio to another, they possess an uncanny ability to influence the opinions of others, often without even realizing it. However, do not confuse a Scorpio's withdrawal and distancing with manipulation. This behavior is their way of re-establishing boundaries. It signifies that their patience has run out and they have reached a breaking point. Enough. People quickly become aware of their behavior when they find themselves on the receiving end of such treatment. Scorpio is a master strategist, endowed with a unique emotional insight that allows them to anticipate others' behaviors and fears. This ability can be instrumental in achieving their goals, but it may also lead to manipulation as a means of maintaining control. While Scorpios do not act with malicious intent, Their strategic skills can be employed against those who disrupt the balance in a relationship or evoke their mistrust. In this way, their emotional acuity serves both as a weapon and a shield against devaluation. When a Scorpio senses that someone is beginning to take them for granted, they can employ a subtle yet highly effective approach to convey this message. They will gradually fade into the background, avoiding conflict, moralizing, or lengthy conversations. Where they once initiated contact, checking in on you regularly, they will now allow you to reach out first. They will no longer serve as the emotional vest you can cry on at any moment. If you ask for help, they may refuse. If you want to share an interesting story, they might simply say they're not in the mood to listen. Scorpios are known for their straightforwardness. They speak directly and honestly. If something displeases them, they will promptly express their opinion. They place a high value on honesty, even when it is delivered bluntly, as this approach saves time and avoids misunderstandings. However, they have little tolerance for rudeness disguised as honesty. Those who use truth as an excuse for impolite behavior rarely impress Scorpios. It's important to note that Scorpio is ruled by Mars, the god of war, which inspires individuals of this sign to lead active lives filled with energy. This influence imbues them with a light-hearted yet rebellious spirit, alongside ambition and competitiveness. A Scorpio is determined to achieve their goals with unwavering tenacity. If you attempt to raise the stakes in your relationship with them, rest assured that they will respond in kind. Scorpio's words can cut like daggers. When people of this sign feel devalued, their sharp tongues become formidable weapons. With characteristic wit and intensity, they wield sarcasm and biting comments to express their disappointment. These remarks often feel deeply personal, reflecting their strong emotions. While words can inflict pain, Scorpios rarely lash out without reason. Their sarcasm is typically directed at those they believe have offended or failed to appreciate them. Their harsh words serve as a reminder of the seriousness of their moods and the misunderstandings that may arise. If you anger a Scorpio, avoid attempting to calm them down by saying, "Relax." This will only exacerbate the situation. In such moments, it's better to allow them the space to express themselves. Once their emotions have subsided, you can engage in a constructive discussion about the issue at hand. The phrase "calm down" acts as a trigger. Uttering it will likely provoke an immediate and intense reaction. It's important to recognize that individuals of this sign can be quite emotional and may dramatize situations. Obsessive control. When a Scorpio's patience reaches its limit, they often seek to establish control over the situation. This desire for control is not necessarily about dominance. Rather, it's a coping mechanism for the chaos created by those who devalue them. However, their behavior may come across as persistent or demanding. In this way, they are attempting to punish you and restore balance in their lives. This is not manipulation, but rather an effort to re-establish their boundaries, ensuring they feel secure. They will continue this behavior until they regain that sense of safety. An intriguing question arises. Can a Scorpio completely erase someone from their life? Despite their often harsh methods, it is difficult for them to permanently sever ties with people they hold dear. Scorpios are known to offer second and even third chances, but one should not count on their kindness indefinitely. Thank you for reading. Please share in the comments how you navigate relationships with those who devalue you.